Hey, it's Artists and Authors. I'm your host for this segment, Steve Walling. My guest is Ricardo Quartzi. Did I get that right, Ricardo?
Yep.
All right.
Hi, Howard.
He's a musician with a Journey and a Def Leppard cover band, and you are up in Toronto, Canada. Awesome. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And so, okay, how long has the Journey band been together now?
It's about 5 years.
About
almost
5 years.
6 years. Yeah.
And how did that, what was the concept behind uh, coming together and dedicating yourself as a cover band for, music that was obviously something a little bit prior to your time?
Well, I've always been a big fan of this type of music since I was a kid,
Uh-huh.
and I never sang anything Italian. I've been in Italy for like 29 years of my life,
Mm-hmm.
but I always had the passion for English, first British, then American music. And 5 years ago, we said, this market was starting to expand, and there was actually a little bit of living to be made out of it. And we have the passion for music. Obviously, we want to look forward to, doing our own in a little bit of time. But we decided to, first things first. Let's get a fan base. Let's get people going
Earn
with
a
something.
living, make some
Great.
money, right? Um,
Sorry.
and okay, so, and you're up in Toronto.
Yeah.
How is the market there for, for this type of music?
Well, in general, the market in Toronto is, in general, in Canada is not that great. I mean, there's a lot of taxation going on in terms of, liquor licenses and
Yeah.
security. So basically, especially the festivals, you get to the summer, and the musicians are the last on the list,
Mm-hmm.
and they just got their little uh, money and dime for us, really. But we still do
Yeah.
something around. Obviously, the U.S. market is much more into this type of music, especially in terms of tribute bands. So we're coming down. We're doing the shows. We got back. We pay our taxes and
Okay,
to
I was
U.S.
I was going to ask you come down into the States to perform.
Oh, we're there like probably 90% of our business is down
Really?
there. Yeah.
Um, where's your market in the States? Is it broad across the country, or is it located geographically in a certain region?
Well, mostly we get a lot of traffic between New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, which are the closest regions. But we basically do it going around for like about 19, 20 states now. So we do a lot of flying, and we do
Okay,
some cruise ships.
so
Uh,
so
it's
you
nice.
guys are serious about your work.
Oh yeah. Well,
You're not just local. You're getting out there, developing an audience across the country. That's awesome. And now you are moving into covering Def Leppard now. That's got to be kind of. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it's kind of close. But it's got to be a bit of a challenge in the stretch, right?
well, it's that's another big passion of mine, Def Leppard, since I was like 17, and especially the album Hysteria was big on my upbringing
Uh huh.
musically. And I'm organizing everything about the band, and I'm managing the band. So at a certain point, I said, I want to do something that, something else that would take my mind off the journey,
Uh huh.
do another journey.
There you go.
No, you know what? All in all, I mean, after a while, you get the hang of, the dynamics, the sounds, the how the vocals need to layer.
Mm-hmm.
Both bands are kind of like, all my guys pretty much sing because it's a tough couple bands
Yeah.
to sing. Like they have big vocals.
Oh yeah. Are you the
Around.
vocalist for your band?
Sorry?
Are you the vocalist for your band?
Yeah, yeah, both. Yeah,
So you got your work cut out for you.
yeah. It's not easy.
Um, what what prompted you to really? I mean, if you're making a business out of this, and back in the day, not longer than I'm going to tell you, but I knew a lot of folks that were getting started in bands that became prominent. But But that's a tough gig to do, and to decide to be a cover band and do it professionally the way that you guys are doing. You know, that had to be a hardcore decision. Like, we're going to do this, we're going to commit to it, and you know, we're going to do it professionally. How did that come about for you, Ricardo?
Well, I started doing, well, the time when I started this band was basically the same time as I started saying, I want to do a project of my own.
Uh-huh.
Before that, I always joined somebody else's, usually original project.
Yeah.
And mostly in terms of organization, it was never working out. So I started something with a plan in mind and certain, very precise rules on how to do things, because I said, okay, you know what, I don't want to waste my time any longer. And obviously, being business needs to be taken seriously. So there's deadlines. It's like any other job in the end. It's just a little bit more dynamic, you would say.
You know, I got to tell you, you're much more business oriented than the folks that I knew back in the day. But it serves you well, I'm sure. Okay, so you're doing the journey now. You're evolving into Def Leppard. But you mentioned before we went on camera that in the background there may be some original stuff percolating there. Tell me about that.
Well, I mean, that's going to be, since I'm business minded, it's going to be like one of the next steps as soon as, right now, as you know, as everybody knows, there's been a big stop, and it's a big question mark when we're going to get back.
I've heard that rumor.
Yeah, unfortunately. But, everything is going, as soon as everything motors back up in terms of bigger shows, and we're going to try to kind of like, make back from the last time, and then as soon as we're set up again, like with a steady amount of shows, we're going to think about starting working on original music.
There you go. During this downtime, you doing any writing,
Yeah.
Yeah?
I am. The biggest problem is actually that, you cannot work directly with the other guys. Like, everybody's at home. So sometimes you might send some input to one of them, but it's even difficult to do it's almost impossible to do
That's a challenge, yeah.
distinct video chat.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be some delay between the playing and the singing. So we gotta work in chunks, and it's kind of like, it's not really the way that you usually work in a band.
For sure.
Like the snail game, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a web page or some kind of a social media presence out there. Someone's watching this and they're going, okay, I want to hear what they're doing. You never know. There are promoters to be found everywhere, and if you're taking it on the road professionally, what do you got out there?
So the two bands are actually pretty much a franchise. So the names are similar.
Uh-huh.
We got AbsoluteJourneyTribute.com.
AbsoluteJourneyTribute.com. All right.
And we got AbsoluteLeopardTribute.com.
Okay.
And
we can
all
go
the
there
social media connected to it. So the handles for Absolute Journey is Absolute JRNY, kind of like a number plate.
Right.
The other one is Absolute Leopard.
Okay.
Mind you, it's not leopard. It's LEPPARD.
There you go. Okay. Well, listen, Ricardo, that's awesome. And I'm gonna look you guys up and listen to your work, because that's kind of like we were talking about before we went on camera. I was kind of there at one time, many years ago, sort of. Anyway, listen, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks to you.
As you when things open up and you're traveling around, there's some place that you want to promote.
Yeah, if everything goes well, we should be in Fresno at Engelmann Cellars on September 11th.
Be in Fresno on September 11th, where?
Engelmann Cellars,
okay.
the winery.
Uh-huh.
And that's as Absolute Leopard, and then we're gonna just move a couple hours west. We're gonna go to Paso Robles for a couple shows next 2 days.
All right.
hopefully,
There you go. Listen, this
everybody's
is
going
gonna
to work
go
out.
away. By September, we should be in good shape. I'm serious. Get a hold of us, maybe a week before you're due to play here, first part of September. We'll go through and we'll talk about it and give it a promo, all right?
All right, great. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for being with us, and I look forward to talking to you beginning of September, Ricardo.
All right. I just wanted to dial something to the people that are out there. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Street lights, people.
All right. Take care. Thanks again.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
All right. See you. And I'll see
care.
you when we come back.
When you need to get fit, contact Gary Torres, IFBB Pro, specializing in weight loss, body transformations, and contest prep. Email Gary Torres 5336@yahoo.com.
Hey, I'm Chris DeVold. Tune in every Friday night on CentralValleyTalk.com when I bring you Sex, Drugs, Chris DeVold, where I'll give you 3 guesses on what we talk about. And I also vow to bring you 1 live local music act a week. So tune in every week because you never know what kind of music you're going to hear right here on CentralValleyTalk.com.
The Space Colony Journals are an epic tale of a family's struggle to survive. Meet the courageous women and dangerous men who dare to carve a home on the alien world of Vensug. Get your copy today. Available on Amazon and Gale Daly's FineArt.com.
You enter this door with expired tags. Beyond is another dimension, a dimension of regulations, a dimension of long waits. You have reached the registration zone. What looks like an ordinary shop is actually Mitchell Smog, located in the heart of the Tower District, a few minutes from the DMV. Mitchell Smog offers your vehicle a STAR-certified smog inspection. So remember Mitchell Smog when you need to pass through the registration zone.
Contact Sarah Hernandez of June and Matt Photography to schedule your portrait, engagement, wedding, or next family photo session. But that's not all. Sarah is also your personal brandographer, helping you ditch the stock photos and get images that sell. Call 559-412-3721. Visit JuneandMattPhoto.com and follow Sarah on Instagram and Facebook.
Give your child the tools to succeed. The Yergubian Academic Center offers one-on-one and group educational lessons by appointment. Over 90% of our students show significant improvement in their academics in just 3 months. Students of the Yergubian Academic Center have gone on to UCLA, UC San Diego, Yale, Stanford, and many more prestigious universities. Schedule a tutoring session today. Call 559-437-3973.
Carolco, the Valley's leader for no-cost energy upgrades. Call Carolco at 559-396-3939 and visit carolco.net. Weedman Lawn Care of Fresno, California is a locally owned and operated lawn care company providing environmentally responsible fertilization, weed control, and integrated pest management services. Call Weedman Fresno at 559-266-1624 or visit them at fresno.weedmanusa.com.
At At McDermott Counseling, you will receive the highest level of care and a welcoming, safe space in which to discuss your most personal issues. Our therapists go above and beyond for you. Call 559-280-5756 or visit McDermottCounseling.com to find a caring therapist who best suits your needs.
Now with offices in Hanford, California. Also offering telehealth therapy.
Hey, it's Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Steve Walling. My guest for this segment is Roland Geiger with Roland, the name of the project is?
The Eco Village Project of Fresno.
The Eco Village Project of Fresno. I wanted to throw Dakota in there, but, we'll talk about that. All right, Roland, let's talk about the Eco Village Project of Fresno. What's the basic premise behind it, and how long has it been going on here?
Well, our site is the Dakota Eco Garden, and it is being converted to be more of a model of what we are trying to do with the Eco Village Project sites. So there is no Eco Village Project site as of now. It's all in the works. The idea, though, is that we want to not just provide housing and food and so on. We want to provide opportunities for people to develop their lives to a place where they can feel they're fulfilled, leading fulfilling lives, mostly through networking and personal development.
And this is for the homeless the homeless people here in the Fresno area, but there's a much larger umbrella over this, right, Roland?
Absolutely, yes. The model that we're developing is we're doing everything so that it can be a model that can be replicated anywhere in the United States.
Right. That's great. Now, you were telling me before we went on camera, and I love this concept because, there are a lot of people with good intentions that reach out to help people that are in I'll just put a less than this situation, whether it's a result of, societal consciousness or homelessness or whatever, but you're coming at this with a have attitude, not a have not attitude, and you're treating your not even treating, you're respecting your individuals that you're putting your hand out to. You're doing it in a way that you get them to recognize that they have, that they're not have-nots. And
Yes.
to get that shift in consciousness, it changes their whole perspective on what they can do. If you tell someone you have not, you can't, they're going to believe it, and that's where their consciousness leads. So I think that's incredible. How did that come about, Roland?
Well, it's part of my philosophy on life, first of all, and I think that's one of the contributions I've made to being a member of the board of directors. But it's something that fits well. I may have just worded it differently. It fits well with everything that every member on the board believes in. That's how they interact with. That's how they engage with all the people we've already been serving. So, but it is an interesting way to approach things, as opposed to saying, "Hey, let us get you situated with a place to stay." One of the first questions we like to ask is, "What does leading a fulfilling life mean to you? What does that look like? What's your dream? Well, how would you like? Where would you like to be? In your near future?"
It creates a target. It creates a goal. And a lot of people, there are people that look at goals in kind of a negative light. But, if you can create a goal for yourself, it in consciousness, it creates an attraction for you. It can pull you towards it. And for people that have met life without a full toolbox, and that's where, there's obviously many different social, psychological issues amongst, the homeless community, but one of the bottom lines is their toolbox is very empty, however that came about. And when you begin to give them tools to, what is your idea of a satisfying way of living life or whatever? They begin to think about that rather than, I can't, I don't, and all this, and people don't realize that negative way of thinking creates more negative way of thinking, which creates a negative way of being, and it's kind of a vicious circle. You can break that out just by changing perspective. And like I said, I think that's an incredible way to approach this.
Yes.
Is this something that you brought to the table yourself, or
Again, I did with my own words, but
Yeah.
again, it's every person on the board. They're an amazing group of people. Nancy has a heart of gold. Jerry, oh my gosh, does he live what he believes better than both of them? They're amazing. And so when we talk about getting people's hearts redirected back down to what you're talking about right now, what do you consider a fulfilling life? It's amazing how the universe almost is ready to line up to get you to where you want to be. And we are part of that. It's about networking people with, okay, so let's just say you're homeless. That doesn't mean you're not an entrepreneur.
Right.
You may be an entrepreneur. Well, we're going to link you up with successful entrepreneurs, financial planners. We're going to help you develop in personal ways. We're going to help you learn everything from, if you have a pet, we have people who will come to the sites and teach you about pet grooming, and cooks that'll come and teach you everything from vegan cooking to whatever. Musicians who will give piano, and we actually have a musician willing to give piano and guitar lessons.
Awesome.
So this type of networking with a greater community, these are things that we take for granted, like people have that, but a lot of the one common thread, you cannot define a homeless person. You cannot put them in a little box.
No.
But there is a common thread, and it's usually, to some extent, ties have been cut. They're a little bit isolated. They don't have the same networks that the rest of us don't realize we've relied on. There have been times when it's very hard for you to get up out of bed sometimes, but you know what? You've got somebody in your life that inspires you. And if you're not doing it for yourself, you're going to get up and move on for them.
Yeah, that is an absolute truth. I believe that wholeheartedly. Okay, Roland, tell me about the site itself and where you said, it's going to expand or move beyond this. What is the physical site right now, and what's the future?
We have a home, there's a house on the property with two shelters that have been constructed in collaboration with Fresno State students. And we have 8 more in the works. Right now, those 8, they are tents. They are on platforms and they have covers above them. So these are just, it's actually pretty well constructed to where they have solar power to operate some low voltage items in their tent and so on. And but the idea here is that we want to create shelters and accommodations so that you have a place to be clean, you have a place to cook, you have a place for mail, you have a place to launch out from. This is not you've arrived, but it is a great setting to network with others. It has a garden area where food is grown, so you can participate in that and glean from that. And then again, by networking people with others in various ways, getting everything you need to be on a personal development path.
So, you have an individual, they come into the site, is there like some kind of a pre-qual that, do they have to meet certain requirements before they're accepted? How does that work out?
You know what? I was hoping that Beverly could be on this call with me, because she's actually on what we call the small board, which governs the operations of the Dakota Eco Garden. I'm on what we call the big board, and I'm more getting us to a point where the Eco Village project is working toward that goal.
You're the general planner. She's the day-to-day planner.
She and 4 others on the board are more involved. Nancy and Jerry, and I think Caroline now too. They are more involved with the day-to-day. With when someone comes in, I don't know the intake qualifications, but there are some. And then one of the things I know they want you to commit to is a plan.
Okay,
there
is a commitment that must be made. Okay, that's good.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a well-defined plan. But what we have to offer for you to develop is not just a place to hang out and continue in the same old that you're used to. And so if you're up for that,
Mhm.
you know, that's going to be one of the, you know, requirements, I guess you might
Right.
say. You know.
So you've been around a little while. I'm assuming you've had, you know, individuals that have come into the program, and I'll use the word graduated, you know, however you want to, you know, address that, but people that have come and gone through the program and graduated out into the real world, so to speak.
Yeah.
How's the success stories running for you?
Oh my goodness, have we got some success stories? We need to get more of those on our websites because the success stories are very heartening. We've had people come in who, this one guy talked about how he fell into a rut, and where he's at now is, well, he's making a lot more than me.
Yeah.
In the logistics industry. So I was very impressed with, you know, he didn't set some modest objectives. He set some really high ones,
Yeah.
and and I think he surpassed them. That's, again, the universe kind of aligns with you. You just say, look, this is going to happen. And all of a sudden, things that we might call either serendipity or intervention by the spirit, whatever it might be, things fall into place. And, you know, we might even call them coincidences. But when you experience enough of those coincidences and you're in a place you only dreamed of, and it happens over and over again, we have success stories where, you know, we're just providing the pathway. The things that happen on that pathway, just miraculous.
That's awesome. Where are we going from here, Roland?
Right now, as we speak, Art has been working with the planning department to finalize our plan that he has designed, so that this particular plan with these particular shelters and an additional, we have a outdoor shower as well as the home. We have an outdoor shower, an outdoor bathroom, but we want to double that. We want to have another one of that, and that final plan is being looked at to get a stamp of approval. And then we simply appeal to our donors and say, hey, this has been approved. And we just appeal to the community to say, would you like to sponsor, maybe with someone else, one of these shelters? Very modest, eco-friendly shelters, but they're nice.
Yeah.
They're very nice. And they're designed to not require a lot of expensive things, which allows us to serve more people with less funding and still qualify as habitable, so we can also tap into some of the funds available through, well, ultimately HUD.
Awesome. Okay, real quick, because we're running out of time. Who are your donors? I mean, not individually necessarily, but, you know, who are you looking for? You know, who are the people that you would like to see pick up the phone or, you know, go online and look you up and say, you know what, I'd like to be a supporter? Who is that?
We have a lot of supporters. A lot of people are just sort of waiting for us to get to this point that we're now getting to, and we just want to appeal to everybody so that the effectiveness, the way we can grow, the rate at which we can grow will be big. We have a lot of people to serve, and we want to do it on a grand scale. So but it's anybody who believes that a person who is experiencing homelessness, we do not like to call them homeless people, a person, very valuable person, member of our community, is experiencing homelessness, and we want to provide them a pathway to a fulfilling life.
Awesome.
Just giving them some of those tools.
So I need to find out how to get a hold of you. You got an online presence, I am sure.
Yes, Dakota Eco Garden on Facebook.
Dakota
And
Eco
our
Garden
website.
on Facebook.
And our website, the Eco Village Project of Fresno.
EcoVillageProjectOfFresno.com?
.org.
.org, okay. All right, Roland, listen, I really like what you're doing. I'd like to talk to you more about it. Like I said, we'll run out of time today, but you come on back, we'll talk more, all right?
And there are people on our board that will probably be a lot more interesting and fun for you to talk with as well.
Listen, my friend, I think you put out some good information, okay?
Well, thank you very much for having me.
You take care, and we will talk later.
All right.
And I'll see you when we come back.
Highlights, balayage, color, extensions, cuts, pure Brazilian blowouts, treatments. Contact Jordan Myers at Hair by Jordan.
Did you know most hair and beauty salons in the Central Valley are not disposing of their chemicals correctly? Partner with us today to become an eco-friendly salon. Visit us online at greenbeautywaste.com. Our phone number is 559-367-7206. And be sure to visit us on Instagram and Facebook at Green Beauty Waste.
Is everything in life draining you? Come to Stretch 360. Our professional staff can offer you many options for relaxation like deep tissue or hot stone massages, infrared medical grade sauna. Once you leave us, you'll look and feel like $1,000,000. Stretch 360. Relaxation is only a stretch away.
The Art of Becoming Who We Are in Christ by Jolene Kennedy is a book about the process of maturity as we find our true identity, since God's promises must be received, embraced, and activated within us. Get your copy today and check out jolenekennedy.com. Fleet Feet Fresno is more than just a running and sportswear store. Fleet Feet Sports' mission is to provide runners and other active Fresnans with gear that fits their individual needs, training that helps them reach their fitness goals, and races that satisfy their competitive spirit. Get to know Fleet Feet Fresno today. If your home floods, who will you call? When your house springs a leak, it's time to call Clean Master Emergency Flood Service at 559-213-9430. Clean Master will be there in 60 minutes to start fixing your home. And Clean Master bills your insurance directly, saving you the hassle because you've got enough to worry about. Clean Master also offers carpet and upholstery cleaning, carpet repair, pet odor removal, and more. Remember, Clean Master Emergency Flood Service. 559-213-9430 and visit cleanmasterflood.com. Pour yourself a glass of Crybaby wine available at the market and Sam's Italian Deli. And remember to ask for Crybaby wine at your favorite restaurant.
Forget about the higher good of food, right? You're growing a product that people enjoy really all over the world. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I think about that all the time. I think about the families sitting around a table, enjoying a meal. I just see that what we do brings families together.
I mean, we're blessed. We're in paradise for food.
The Kern family of the Kern Family Farm invites you to eat delicious, nutritious, organic produce available at the Gnarly Carrot, located at 32954 Road 222 in North Fork, California. The Gnarly Carrot is a local, natural, seasonally changing market, offering a wide range of products from local Central Valley vendors. Get your caffeine fix, grab a smoothie, and support small businesses. Learn more at KernFamilyFarm.com and visit the Gnarly Carrot today.
Hey, it's Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Steve Walling. My guest for this segment is Scott Hauser, and we're going to talk about things that are important to just about every living person, well, probably every living person, and that is insurance coverage on many different levels. Welcome to the show, Scott. How's things going?
Good,
Yeah.
good. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm happy to have you here. You're with Help Market, is that what it is?
Yep, I'm with Health Markets. We're a company owned by United Healthcare. We're in all 50 states, and I'm a Covered California certified agent in California.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. Covered California. Now, that, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't that come about with the Obama healthcare mandate?
It did. It did. And I don't mark my year, but I don't know if it was 2012 or 2014. But yes, it's evolved a lot, and now it's.
Yeah, that's my next question. It started there, but it's not there anymore. It's morphed into something, and I want you to give us some insight, because there's a lot of people that, well, they know of the name, but they don't know what it is today.
Right. Yeah, I think it's got a bad stigma from it being called Obamacare, but it's really affordable health care that, I help, just the other day, yesterday actually, I had a single mom of 4 kids that was, in need of Medi-Cal. So I got her, linked up in Medicaid, and, I don't just do this, to make a living, but I'm helping people, like her, that are in strong need right now of insurance, and people are losing jobs by the dozens and millions. So the other thing is I'm helping those that are trying to come off a COBRA. So I've got small business folks. I've got employees that have been with companies for 20 years. It's sad, but it's bittersweet that I'm able to be here to help them out with their needs. So again, I think it's come a long way. I think it's something that people really need to open their eyes about, because even if you make $18,000 a year, or if you make $100,000 a year, you're still eligible for some form of tax credit up to a certain point.
Right.
And that's a whole other chapter we can talk about.
Yeah. No, the beginning of this year, people looking out into the year, thinking about, because a lot of people at the beginning of the year, that's when they reevaluate, their personal coverage, their health care, and various things. And then, we ran smack up against this viral wall, so to speak, and I'm not talking on the internet, although it's out there too, but, and things radically changed. You're right, people have lost jobs. It's not just a matter of losing jobs, it's a matter of, their health care, which came with their job, all of a sudden, it's no longer there. Maybe they're family people. If you have kids, you can't be without coverage. And all of a sudden, your role in the world has changed dramatically. You were the guy that, people would go to, yeah, I need health care. All of a sudden, I'm in a bind and I need help. And that's the role that you've now stepped up into. Not that you weren't there to help before, but even more so today, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's noble, to some degree. I was in the service industry for many, many years, and, I just got into insurance, about a year ago. And, I can tell you, like, this is so fulfilling for me to be able to, yes, make money as the vehicle, but more importantly, I'm helping individuals, families. I mean, the stories, again, that I hear are just absolutely heart-wrenching. And I get letters and emails and phone calls and referrals, of people that are so thankful for what I've done for them. And, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, it's a like you said, it's kind of a bittersweet place to be. It's great that you're there to serve. Unfortunately, for some people, the reason why they're needing your services is a tough situation. Now, you're located down in Tustin, kind of a nice area in California, I've heard. Newport Beach, golf courses, stuff like that, right? But, well, I can laugh because we talked about that before we went on the air. But the individuals that you serve, is it in that geographic area down where you're at, or through the online availability? Where's your clientele base?
Absolutely. I'm helping clients that are in the San Francisco area, Stockton, Fresno, Central Valley, all the way down to San Diego, cities that I've never even heard of. Anybody in California that it has either gone on to a website or has reached out for some sort of assistance, I'm helping them. I think in just last month alone, I gained like 30 new clients. So I'm very busy, but again, helping those, it's a very unfortunate situation, but fortunate for me that I'm able to be in this situation, I think, and work at home. where a lot of people and a lot of my friends, are not able to do that.
Scott, you kind of qualify as one of those essential services, but you don't have to go into a storefront. You can work from your home and provide a full service, and there's no break in the service that you provide, and you're there for your clientele. Where do people go to reach out to Scott?
Well, there's a few areas. One, I'm on our listing for Health Markets. So if you were to, go to our website, you can pull me up under my zip code. Mine's 92782. I have an Instagram that's growing. It's a little bit small, but I'm Scott the Insurance Guy 18 is my handle. I've got a Facebook page, and I buy leads. I'm still early in my career, so I do a lot of the IVR transfers, and I'm helping out a lot of folks right now that are trying to get help immediately, and I'll pick those up. And we have a huge initiative right now for our company to help out those that are coming off of job loss.
Right.
We're going to be helping millions across the nation.
You bet. And your Facebook is at Scott Hauser.
They can find me under my name. It's that's a good question. I should have probably been a little more prepared for that. But it's under my name, Scott Hauser, Hauser.
Okay.
They will see that I have my Facebook page there. I run some ads too, that are sponsored. So they can send me messages. I'm working 7 days a week. No time's a bad time when it comes to people that are in need of insurance. And I love referrals. So that's kind of my dig.
I get it. Anything you'd like to share with folks before we close out?
No, I just appreciate you guys reaching out to me and having me as a guest today. And I hope things get better for everyone. And call me or email me or however you want to get in touch with me. But I appreciate the time.
Okay, things are going to get better, and I got a feeling you're going to be a big part of the better for a lot of people. So, Scott, I want to thank you for being with us today. You take care. Come on back. We'll talk more. You're pulling your clientele statewide, so, we can do that. You got them covered, right?
Yeah, I do. Thanks for having me, Steve.
You got it. And I'll see you when we come back.
Ghost Golf is Fresno's most spectacular family entertainment center. It's frightening how much fun you'll have on our 18-hole indoor haunted graveyard course. Skeletons welcome you, but watch out. All sorts of creatures may come to life. Ghost Golf is perfect for scary good parties, so book yours today. You'll get free plays at the Mummy Shooting Gallery, arcades, and air hockey. Check out our party and weekday specials online and like us on Facebook. Come play at family-friendly Ghost Golf. Good times will haunt you.
For all your real estate needs, call Julia Tadich with Clovis First, 559-323-2213, or visit clovisfirst.com. That's CLOVIS, the numeral 1, ST.com. Whether you're looking to buy a home or sell a home, get a loan, or whatever the case may be, call Julia Tadich.